Bonjour, mon amours. C'est jeudi soir. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's evening, rather. And we're here for our romance oracle reading for the week. We've got our Romance Angel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. I had started the video, foibled and restarted it, and a card had jumped out in the meantime, which I've set aside. And we're going to pull some clarification cards with the Mermaid Tarot that my friend Tracy bought me that I love. And yeah, so let's get into it. So our first card that jumped out was reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So be advised, there could be multiple storylines there, or multiple storylines within your own storyline. So we are in a Venus retrograde, and that is probably going on for another 30 days. I think it's 40 days and 40 nights total, and it's been going on for probably a week or a little more now. So Venus retrograde causes us to go back and reevaluate what we love and why we love it. What we value, what are we putting our resources into? Are we putting our energy and our resources and our heart and our soul into things that we love and we truly value? And are those things reciprocating value to us? So we're reevaluating that. You may also be going back and looking at old relationships and sifting through lessons and epiphanies and things that you've taken from the past experiences that you're really needing to integrate now in order to have a different experience the next time around. So there could also be an energy that has been on again, off again, or had maybe like a false start and took a pause. And so there's been this storyline unfolding for the last few weeks about giving space to things and letting things breathe and just being in a state of mind of like unconditional and unwavering consciousness of sharing. The light is eternal, meaning it doesn't fluctuate. It's not that it's always been and always will be. It's just not changing. It doesn't give and take and like hold back and whatnot. The sun shines regardless. And so eternal is ongoing, unwavering, unchanging. And so we just need to show up as in our lives right now as an authentic, unwavering, eternal version of unconditional love within ourselves, right? And an act of sharing may be giving space, right? Allowing for things to unfold in a healthy pace, and things have their cycles, right? And they contract and expand and contract and expand. So yeah, reconciliation may be in the cards. It may be not exactly happening this week, but that might be a message just letting you know that whatever's like, things could come back around that may actually have potential to be something more. And maybe this is just letting you know that like regardless of appearances right now, things could work out again in time. However, with Venus retrograde, be careful of, because we're about to be in Mercury retrograde too, of old people coming back. And they're probably coming back in a way like there could be people from the past, like in every Mercury retrograde or Venus retrograde, that are like trying to get back on your radar again. Or you might find yourself falling into like old familiar patterns or dynamics with those people. And it's not necessarily that it's a good idea to like go in that direction necessarily. Or it could be, it just like each person has to like discern this for themselves. But many times these are situations where you have a chance again to break that pattern, or, make amends for something in the past, or have a revelation about it, or finally be able to let it go. But just be aware of that things could be coming back around for reevaluation, for like a test, to make sure that you can show up differently and not fall prey to the same old patterns and pitfalls and temptations or whatnot. or that there may be something also paralleling all of this that has the potential to come back, but we need to integrate what we've learned from the past. So the bottom of the deck is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And so that's basically what I'm getting at by talking about all of this, is that, there could be a timing issue at hand. And so something may come back around when the timing is right, or when the pieces have all been fully prepared and brought together. Okay, what else do we need to know for the week for our love lives so that we can make the most of our potential and overcome our shortcomings and our pitfalls? We need to know for our love lives this week. What do we need to know to enhance our love lives? That's the real question, right? Ooh, lots to say about that. 3 cards came out. Okay, let's see. Stay optimistic. So in order to enhance our love lives, we need to stay optimistic about our love lives. So, right, appearances may be deceiving right now. Things that are, maybe on, maybe if there is a separation or something like that, there could be mending on the horizon, or there could be another go around, or it just could mean that you're reconciling past issues, and that, it doesn't mean that everything's going to play out the same way it did last time. It could if it's the same person, but if it's a different person in your life and you have old fears coming up from situations from before with other people, it may be different this time. So stay optimistic that we have to stop telling ourselves the stories that have kept us stuck or repeating the same patterns again and again. So in order to have a different experience, we've got to start doing things differently. And in our mind, it's got to start there with a different seed level of consciousness, that we have to tell ourselves a new story. We have to, recognize that old story that comes up, which is, oh, you know what? This person's probably doing just the thing that other person did, or this is always what happens to me, and blah, 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 blah. Recognize those stories when they're coming up, but don't get lost in that drama. Be optimistic. Focus your energy and your visions and your actions and your time and your resources towards what the outcome that you want to happen. Look for, evidence of what you want coming into blossom. Show appreciation for what you want, instead of focusing on what you are believing that you are in lack of, or fear that you won't get, or doubt that you will ever get, or fear that will be taken away from you, right? So positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, what else? Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So yeah, again, there could be literally a past life relationship coming back around in this life to reconcile patterns and things that you've been playing out over lifetimes. There could be, this is maybe just confirming that, yeah, this is someone that you already know, or that you have known, or maybe if you haven't literally physically met them in this life yet, you may find that they are very familiar. And that you feel like you've known them from before. And even if you don't believe that we have soul contracts, or basically if you don't believe that we have reincarnation, we do have soul contracts with people that come into our life. We have lots of soulmates that serve different purposes. So this person may be familiar because you may have a soul contract with them to work out. So stay optimistic. Something of divine order is happening, and it's worth waiting for, and divine timing is at play. Chemistry, there is strong magnetic attraction here. So this really sounds like this whole reading is just really trying to reassure us that whatever is happening right now, that things are going to be okay. Stay optimistic. It's hinting at this is someone or it's someone that you're going to feel like you've known forever, or maybe you already know them, or you've tried and just put on pause or whatever, or someone from the past. However, I think it's just telling you that there's mutual chemistry, mutual attraction, stay optimistic, and things can unfold in the right timing, and not to be too uptight or like controlling or neurotic about it. Just let go and surrender. Okay, here we go. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So instead of dissipating your energies on all of the woe is me, or oh, I feel like I'm in lack, or I'm longing and forlorn, like focus on what you want so that it comes to you now. Don't go back and forth about it. Don't even doubt yourself or second guess yourself. Be really firm. Give yourself like 6 weeks to just give yourself the time to be insane. Give yourself a shelf life of like insane optimism, like delusional, like you know it's happening. You don't care if it's bad for you or not, right or wrong, whatever. Like just like get clear on what you want. And I mean, not right or wrong, like morally, like don't do something wrong or immoral or unethical. What I mean is when we go back and forth about someone who is available and we're just like, is this a good person for me? Is it not? Is it not? If you ask that much, it's probably not. But if you're determined to do it, then maybe you should just try. However, if this is an old pattern, which I think is what we're dealing with right now, where old fears are coming up and you're second guessing yourself and you're not sure whether you're, you know, brave enough to be vulnerable and open, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like any kind of second guessing yourself, whether it's, I don't know if this is going to work out, or like if you're not confident, then you're not sending out a firm, steady vibration to the universe. You want to be in a constant, eternal state and cause consciousness, right? And so, yeah, just have a little faith in yourself and a little optimism, but clearly decide, don't be wishy-washy. If you're wishy-washy, then maybe you don't want that. Flip a coin. If the side comes up that disappoints you, then the disappointment will tell you what you really want. But clearly decide so that you can get a clear signal and it can come to you now. Express your love. So go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So don't be afraid to, I guess, put yourself out there. Don't be too coy, or, you know, be authentic. Don't be, you know, putting on a false mask of being cold and cool and aloof. Express how you really feel, right? Don't do it in a heavy way, or don't corner someone or need or like, you know, project or whatever, because, you know, there's still space that needs to be allowed there. But just don't hide how you really feel, right? Don't pretend like you don't like someone if you do. Okay, let's get a couple of clarification cards. We've got the Magician and the Sun. Okay, these are major arcana cards that are like, yes, you have what it takes to make anything that you want happen, and you have all the resources at hand. You are worthy, you are being guided by divine. And once you clearly decide what you want and get your mind to it, and get all your faculties and intentions in alignment, then it will come, right? We are the magician. So it's like we're channeling the divine source light through us. And so by surrendering our ego and our will to the will of the higher self, we're getting out of our own way, and we're surrendering this to the highest good. And we're surrendering this to source to take care of, right? And if we're like, okay, we have everything it takes to make this happen, we've got an optimistic mindset, we're expressing our love, and we are sure and confident of ourselves. We're assured that there's chemistry here, and if we're clear and not wishy-washy, there's a good chance that everything's going to be great and fine. And the Sun is a card talking about a resounding yes. It's renewal, it's rebirth, it's, you know, new beginnings, you know, getting past the cycle of hard lessons. You know, this is at the end of the learning period where you're like, oh my God, the sun is finally shining again. Like, it's a new day is dawning. And so out of the major arcana cards, the Sun is like the absolutely yes card. It says that you know, good things are happening, positive vibrations are abounding, and that, you know, like success and fulfillment are at hand. Wonderful. And then let's just get a couple more. Let's see if there's anything else. Ooh, there was something pulled over. 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups. Ooh, and that's just stuck to 7 of Swords. Interesting. So clearly deciding what you want. 7 of Cups and 7 of Swords could be, okay, so 7 of Cups is confusion, and it's like getting lost in fantasy and like all the options, and it's your imagination, getting lost in the imagination. 7 of Swords has to do with like dishonesty, cheating, running around, you know, maybe like taking something that's not yours, or being manipulated, or being manipulative. And so these two stuck firmly together is like, it's either saying that because everything else is like super optimistic. So, and it's like things are working out and it's positive. And then in our full moon reading, it was saying that it's like the illusion is that our self-worth is like causing us to have scarcity mindset, but that everything is like working out in a positive direction. There was something about someone is wearing a false mask, so things may not be as they appear. But it may be that you're paranoid, that whoever it is that you're interested in has like a player energy, and they're out like running around, and you don't know if you can trust them because they haven't really made up their mind about their options. Maybe there may be something to that. I don't know. You will only know, it will be revealed in time. But being reactive and confronting someone about that is usually not a great idea unless you have like real evidence, because it's coming from a reactive place of suspicion, possessiveness, jealousy. And I mean, if you have valid reason to bring this up in a relationship, there are healthy ways to do that. But if it's like, there are a lot of times where we're very tempted to be like suspicious of people, but way before we need to be, or, you know, when we're not in the level of commitment that entitles us to those kinds of feelings. But it doesn't mean that we don't feel that way. It's just that that's part of like building self-control within, you know, dating and relationships. So getting a hold of jealousy issues, right? Feeling like you can't trust someone, or feeling like, oh, like this mentality might be the thing that's dissipating your energies. That's why it's saying like clearly decide what you want, or clearly decide that, like clearly make up your mind to think positively about the situation and stop being paranoid about it. Let's pull another card for that, because we can see more about like if this is something valid that we need to be concerned with, or Queen of Pentacles. So I think this is about getting grounded and loving the self and having self-esteem. And the Queen of Pentacles is considered to be like the catch. Like, so whatever this is, don't worry too much about this, because you're the Queen of Pentacles in the situation. It's like you're the shit. Think of yourself as the one who's got it all, right? The Queen of Pentacles has it all. She's nurturing. She's got her kingdom in order. She's got her shit together. She is loving. She's charismatic. She's grounded. She keeps a wonderful home. She's a great nurturer. She's a great companion and lover, and she can get a lot accomplished. And so the Queen of Pentacles, with the Magician card and the Sun card, with all of the other things involved, it's like, don't let insecurity eat away at you. And if there's something valid that you need to bring up, then I would say pray about it a lot first, and surrender all of that over and work all of it out energetically within you before you approach someone, because that's not a great thing to get accused of, or be confronted about. You know what I mean? Like, if you're worried that someone's not committing to you, pushing them into a corner, you know, and confronting them about it is not going to make them want to come towards you, right? If you're, you know, dealing with someone who has avoidant tendencies, then like approaching them like that will make them repel, right? So in Kabbalah, we learn about proactive confrontation, and you can actually like talk to someone on a soul to soul level and pray in prayer and in meditation before you ever talk to them in person. So I would say, if there's something eating at your mind right now, go back and watch the full moon workshop, the energy oracle forecast for the week. It was all about hopefulness. And even our anchor message and the alchemy message for the week, it's all about like just looking beyond the anxiety of the situation, not acting on that trigger, but letting it show you the stories that are still like active in your subconscious, because that was all about, like, the reading was all about the full moon workshop was all about like things from the subconscious being revealed and moving past like certain like issues that have been holding us back, like specifically. So go back and watch that. I hope y'all have a good week ahead. I hope that we can stay optimistic about our love lives, and just remember that you're the Queen of Pentacles, and that person sees you as the Queen of Pentacles, and it doesn't matter about gender. But yeah, stay optimistic and just know that you've got what it takes. And so just be confident in that and be willing to take a risk. It's scary, but you know, it's the only way. It's the only way to ever get anything is to put yourself out there. So put yourself out there. Bye.